Okay, so I've got my sail car test set up here. I've got my sail car on a nice smooth surface. I have a measuring tape to measure how far it goes, and I have a fan. And I'm gonna use a fan as my control to make sure that we are blowing the same amount of air across the sail each time. So we're gonna run this test a couple times. We're gonna record the outcomes, and then we're gonna see if changing the sail dimensions changes how far it travels. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the fan on for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 5, turn it off, and then let's measure how far it went. And then we're gonna repeat this several times just to make sure that we didn't get like a one-time fluke. So we're gonna actually do this 3 times and average out the distance and record that as the distance for the sail car. Okay, so I did 3 attempts. Here's attempt 1, 2, and 3. And I recorded the distance in inches. And now what I'm gonna do is take what's called the average. And the average is sort of saying what number is in the middle of all 3. And so what we do to find the average is we add up all of the distances and then divide by the number of distances. So because there's 1, 2, 3 distances, that's why we are dividing this line right here. This fraction line means division, so we are dividing by 3. And when I do 181 divided by 3, I get 60 and 1/3, and let's not forget our units, inches. So the average distance for sail car number 1 was 60 and 1/3 inches. Okay, now I'm gonna test my second sail variation, and we're gonna see if this sail travels further than the other one. So I'm gonna do exactly the same thing, turn the fan on to the same setting for 5 seconds and measure how far it goes. And then we're gonna repeat 3 times and take the average, and that will really give us an idea of how it compares to the other sail. Here we go. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator, 4 alligator, 5 alligator. And it looks already like this one's going quite a bit further. And you can see this one went 80 centimeters. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with sail car number 2. So my first attempt went 80 inches, my second attempt went 76, and my third attempt went 75. So again, the average, we're gonna add up 80 plus 76 plus 75, and because there are 3 numbers here, we are going to divide by 3. And when we do that, 231 divided by 3 gives us an even 77 inches. So now what I can do is I can compare the distance that sail car 1 traveled and the distance that sail car 2 traveled to see which sail was better. All right, the last step is to make some predictions about why one sail was better than the other. So our rectangular sail went about 17 1/3 inches further than our triangular sail. And so we can start making some hypotheses about why. And so you could say, well, this has less surface area, so maybe we try a different design with similar surface area to this one and see if it works. Or we could say, this design has more surface area above where our axle went through than this one. So maybe what we do is we test it by flipping it and testing it with the surface area above the axle to see if that makes a difference. So make some predictions about why you think one sail was better than the other, and then create a third sail that can test your theory. Good luck.